situated, you know. Oh, what's going on here? YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good. Oh, turn that sound off. Hi, Penelope. We're getting ready to go live on Instagram as well. Just got to get the YouTube settings all situated. Hope you guys are all. The hurricane has evidently hit Indiana now because we're getting some rain. Okay, let me go live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook as well too. Hey, Aileen. I just sent Michael a message to see if because I got your scarecrow guy all set and ready, but I don't know if he'd sent you the invoice for it yet. Hi, Susan. Hi, Bug. Oh gosh. Okay. So happy Friday the 13th. Oh, so hey, Galactic. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better physically. Hi, Janine. Hi, Laura. But they scare you to death when you're in the hospital. And hi, Emmeline. Hi, Cindy. So just to fill you guys all in, about 16 years ago, I had lap band surgery. It was a successful surgery. Everything was doing fine. And that was like in the early days, back in the early days, they're doing it differently now. Hi, Nan. And so I have like issues sometimes with digestive stuff. And I ate steak. That you're not supposed to do that. And I had steak on Saturday night in a social setting, wasn't chewing the way that I should have been, and it was stuck, which has happened to me before. So that got stuck. I couldn't eat or drink. I couldn't even keep water down for about 4 days. Stupid of me to wait that long to go, but I thought I can get it up. No, I couldn't. So we went to the ER and they did a scope and they got the food out, but they also discovered that my lap band has eroded into my stomach, which is not good. So basically it's a ticking time bomb. If it would puncture, that could lead to sepsis. And you know what that means. So they said it needs to come out ASAP. We may have to take it out tonight. It's a life or death situation, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, get it out now. And Mark was like, calm down. But I was like, I got my IV in. Let's go. Let's take it. Let's take it out now. But, in retrospect, when I had time to calm down a little bit, it was good for me to be in charge of it. But I'm not still in charge of it because I still, they go from this has to come out, it's life or death, to, well, we can get you in for a consult on the 27th of September. So I got a call again today. I'm going to be very proactive in my care and try to get something done sooner. Also, my daughter gets married on October 5th. So the timing couldn't be any better. So if they can do everything, take everything out laparoscopically, then that's no big deal. It's an outpatient surgery. If they have to cut me open abdominally, you know what I mean? Not like the abominable snowman. Wouldn't that be funny if they cut me open and he came out? Anyway, then that's abdominal surgery. And, I've had a hysterectomy where they had to cut me open. That's not fun to heal from. So I don't really know, but I feel fine. I'm able to eat and drink, but I lost 8 pounds in 4 days. If that gives you any indication how dehydrated I was and ridiculous, don't be like me. But good news, I'm able to eat and drink. I went to my favorite coffee shop, Sweet Cakes. Today's Friday the 13th. Catherine, you're going to love this. Look, I got a ghost koozie. And this is a little melted. And the first so many customers get a spooky straw. And this is called a vampire's blood. It looked a lot scarier when I first got it. I made a reel. I haven't posted it yet. But this is an energy drink. And I got a lot of it. So, cheers. Cheers to you drinking. Whatever you're drinking this morning, cheers to you. So, no, Aileen, it wasn't, because trust me, he was like, you got to go to the doctor. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. Just like when I was pregnant with Emma and I was pushing for 3 hours and she wasn't coming out. They were prepping me for a C-section. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And I did it. But, we get determined, and I was determined. But it was funny because they had me they put this medicine in my IV and it expanded my esophagus, and they said you have to drink like big gulps of this Diet Coke and it might wash it down. And I did. And they're like, it never works, but we're going to give it a try before we do the scope. And I did it, and it worked on me. I'm like, I'm weird. Things that don't work on normal people will work on me, but it flushed it out. But he did say that when he did the scope, he did pick out some meat. I don't eat a lot of meat. LaDonna says, I'm glad you're having it. Yes. Yeah, well, they told me that I could go to the surgeon that did my surgery originally he moved. He's no longer in the area. And he's like, well, we can get a hold of him. He's in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I was like, no, how about Indianapolis? And then the surgeon, she's really jonesing to do my surgery, but she has to get approved by senior surgeons. And I'm like, do I want her doing it? I want one of you senior people to do it. That's another thing too. As you get older and you go, right? Well, if I go to the ER, we're going to the ER in Indianapolis where the surgery will happen because I'll already be there. That's going to be our thing. But, and I don't remember what I was going to say. Anyway. Okay. So, that's what I was going to say. Right. When you're old, and you go into the hospital and you're looking around and you're like, are any of these people old enough to be a doctor? How old are these people? They look so young. Dr. Dreamboat, let me tell you, he came in and I was like, well, I'm feeling much better now. And Mark just sits there and shakes his head. But anyway. And well, I won't even go into something else, but it does. You know what? Here's the thing, going to like the Bedford hospital when talking about lap bands, they act like it's a foreign thing to them. So it was very, very comforting me when I went to the ER in Bloomington. IU, yay. I mean, we're Boilermakers, boiler up, but IU Health in Bloomington was wonderful. And, the nurse that was seeing me in the ER had lap band surgery done. So I was like, girl, it is so hard to find people that that understand. And then I'm like, the vain part of me is like, am I going to gain all my weight back? But they're like, it hasn't been working for the past 2 years. So I've changed my lifestyle, no longer drinking the sodas. I'll have me some caffeine in form of a huge energy drink apparently. But, I drink water and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to Springfield this year. It's too close to the wedding. And honestly, Springfield Extravaganza isn't my favorite flea market. So, I mean, it's fun and all, but it's just not, it's hard to buy. It's hard to buy things for resale. If you want to buy, I mean, I would say if you're going, hit up the yard sales and the places around the thing. But, hi, Amy. Okay, so there are 117 people of you here. This is something that I wanted to try. Something that I've been thinking about doing for a little while, but we're going to give it a try. If somebody is interested, yeah, wait, my cousin lost more weight after her. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I'm just keeping the habits I eat once a day, but I'm also a hormonal dumpster fire because I have all this medicine that I'm supposed to be taking for my home because my body is not producing any testosterone or estrogen. So I'm like, I'm not ready to flip, so I've been trying to take medicine for that, but I have to take it with food and I haven't been able to eat. So I've started my regimen of supplements for the hormones. So hopefully I'm just really a hot mess. We're just coping day to day. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Because 1 minute I am, so happy, it's so great, yay. And then the next minute you want to rip somebody's head off, you can't help it. Or I was sitting in the ER. Of course, you stressed out, but I was just sitting there, just start bawling, crying. No reason. People were walking by looking at, because I was in the hallway. They didn't have room for me. I was sitting in the hallway, and they're just walking by, and I'm just, and Mark's like, so she's okay. It's horrible. I'm being very, very careful. Everything is compounded. It's specifically made for me. I'm being monitored on it, but I'm post-menopause. I didn't know I was in menopause because I had no other symptoms other than, the mood thing. So, okay. So I see Susan said, so this is what I'm going to try to do. If you are, and I don't know for sure, now you have to be on virtualantiquemarketplace.com if you want to maybe pop on the screen with me. I won't be able to send you an invite if you are on YouTube or, okay, Susan, I see you, YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. And it may even work even if you're not a seller. I don't know. We're going to try it out. If you're just, a member, you have to be a member it's free, of Virtual Antique Marketplace. But I wanted to point out too, really quick before we do that, I wanted to show you, I did for today. Now, if you're watching anywhere, YouTube, okay, hey, Catherine, okay, this is going to be fun. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, I did mark down the stickers and some t-shirts that I have. I marked them down. So this one I have up is this one. So these are they were $9 and it's free shipping. It's free shipping for today only, $5. So the Choose Vintage vinyl stickers with Veronica Vamp in the middle. So all you have to do is type in claim 62. And no matter where you're watching, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, no matter. Or if you're on VAMP, you can just buy it. It's on there right now. So if you can type in claim 62, if you would like a vinyl sticker. Now, York Sisters Vintage, since you are on VAMP, you just have to hit the buy button. Aileen! Yay! I just wanted to try this. So York Sisters Vintage, if you wanted to buy one, you just hit buy since you're already on VAMP. But if you're on, Julie, is that going to work? Oh, you didn't spell it right, Julianne. You have to spell it right. See, Julianne, trust me, I don't spell things right half the time. So there's that one, claim 62. I don't remember how many I put. I got a lot of them available. So that's that one. This one, let me find this one in here. This one is the holographic one. And it is Love Vintage with Veronica Vamp in the center of that flower. It's also $5. Oh, yay. We are MC and Leanne. So this one, all you have to do is type in claim 63 if you're watching on. Now, if you're here on VAMP, they're in the market. So you can, just because they're not on the screen anymore, you can still buy one if you want one. And I'll get those shipped out. Free shipping on these stickers. I don't know if I have these. I don't think I do. I do have a couple more that I'm going to be listing, and I have a t-shirt in the same I love a good antique store and an iced coffee. And I'm going to be listing some of the smaller VAMP stickers as well. But also today, it worked, Kim. So you'll be sent a link to your email for your invoice, and then you just go from there to pay it. It's so good to see that worked. Okay, next. Wait, I do have those. I do have these on there. What did I do with them? I just had them in my hand. These. I love a good antique store and an iced coffee. This is an energy drink, but we're going to pretend it's iced coffee because I do love an iced coffee. These are also $5. Vinyl, they're water resistant. I have them all over my my Stanley cup, put in the dishwasher. It's fine. So that one, and we got Thrifter Junker Vintage 100 down here. Itty bitty teeny tiny small in that. So that's claim 65. You have to type in, if you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, claim 65. But if you're watching on Instagram, let me just tell you, this is how you can sell things when you're already live on Instagram. You don't have to do it as an auction. You can just show things, and then the people that are watching just type in claim that number. They're sent an invoice immediately. They pay for it. You get a notification that it has sold. You ship it off. You don't ever have to wait for an invoice, or you don't ever have to wait for contact information. You don't ever have to send out an invoice. It's all done for you automatically. So it's fantastic. So you don't always have to do things in an auction style. You can do it just like I'm showing you right now with a claim. And then I also have, I meant to update my quantities, but I did not. Well, I mean, I did, but I didn't. These are the only 2 shirts that I have in. And they are the Veronica Vamp. I have them in large and 2X. Large and 2X. And they are, so if you want a large, you type in claim 64. They were normally $25, but they're $20 for this live. So $20, I'm feeling so much better, but I still have no answers on when I'm having this surgery done. So $20 today for the large is claim 64. Or if you're watching on VAMP, you can just go in. I know. I'll order some other sizes. I will. And then, oh, okay, Jay, I'm always jonesing for that kind of stuff. You know that. I have this one in a 2X for $20. They're very true to size. They're very, very comfortable. So if you want your own vamp, they're $20 for this live. These I will be listing soon, but if you want one, you can just send me an email. They're not marked with Thrifter, Junk, or Vintage Hunter. That's why I'm really wanting if people are selling their merch on VAMP, I want it to be branded to them, because I don't want to open up the floodgates of sellers selling, a pack of stickers that they got from it. I want it to be branded. And this one I don't have branded. So this one you'll have to purchase directly from me. These are a little big. These do run big. The red ones do. I love a good antique store. But I am working on new merch for the Christmas pop-up, which is going to be December 7th here in Bedford. I have a meeting with the Hampton Inn on Monday. They are working with me to offer you guys discounted rates. And I'm going to talk to her. If you've already made your reservation, I'm going to talk to her, and she'll make that to where you'll still get the discounted rate. But if you plan on coming, I would book your hotel now, because they were fully booked for the June pop-up. So I would do that now. One of the 3 Sixers I remember does not have. It's an exception because it's for charity. Jay. We'll say I'll give you an exception because it's for charity. Okay, so now that's all out of the way. I wanted to try something, and this is what I want to encourage more VAMP sellers to do. Or if you're interested in becoming a VAMP seller, you can apply to be a seller, and it is very, very fun, and you can do these live sales. It's just a wonderful way to engage with your community. If you're already selling on Instagram, you can already have your audience that you have right there, because you can multicast. Right now, I am live on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook, on Instagram, and on VAMP. I'm live in 4 different places all at the same time. So all the audiences can be here, and you never have to send invoices. You never have to I've been reading a lot on Instagram about the open box nightmare. I've never done I did in the very beginning. I will never do an open box again. The nice thing about selling on VAMP is that I had a sale on Monday, and I had a sale on Tuesday, and I'm having a sale on Friday. Now, we do require that the shipping is done within 3 business days. So if you had a sale on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and you're doing your shipping on Thursday, all of those orders, if people bought from every one of those sales, they will all be in one order. It automatically bundles everything from all of those sales. So it's essentially an open box, and all of the audience gets discounted, or your customer gets discounted shipping. So no matter how many items they buy, you have to go in and set your shipping, you have to figure that part out. But when you're listing the item, it all gets discounted. So, and when they buy something, they pay for it immediately. So you don't ever have to wait on their contact information. You don't ever have to wait on, them paying for their invoice or sending you an email saying, hey, I bought all this stuff, but I'll pay for it in a month. That is not even an option. So it's pretty amazing. It really, really is. So come on over and join the fun. But this is another thing that you can do. You can have co-sales. You can, or I'm also encouraging people just to go on and have a chat. You don't have to, it doesn't have to always be a transactional thing. Of course, I mean, I got things listed up in my buy it now. So if you want to buy something, I'm not going to stop you. You can just go in there and look. If you're on virtualantiquemarketplace.com, you can see I got things listed in my buy it now. But I don't have to. We can just sit and do a chat. Jamie, Mid-Century Wasted, does a lot of unboxings. She's smart. She lists things in her buy it now so people can go in and buy something. If someone says, hey, I like that, I want to buy that, can you run that right now? She can, on the fly, create a listing and run it and sell it right then and there. So there's a lot of great, great options there. Okay, so I'm going to see. Susan, are you okay? You good, Susan? And I think that Catherine said, we're going to try this. I'm going to invite Susan. Okay. It takes me a few seconds because I got to find her. Oh, there she is. You got 58. Susan. Look at that.
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. You know what? Susan and I are going to be, we're going to be gallivanting in Ireland in May.
We're going to be gallivanting in Galway.
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't know if we're going to Galway.
It
just sounded very alliterative and fun.
Ireland isn't going to know what has hit them. It really, really isn't. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The funny thing is, wait a minute, we're going to Guinness and to whiskey, and I don't drink, so.
I don't either, but
all. Like, I don't even taste it. I don't even have any interest in it.
We've got to try a fresh poured Guinness. I've heard that doesn't even taste like beer.
I have an allergy to alcohol.
Oh. Well, maybe just dip your finger in and lick your finger.
But I am interested in, like, the processing and all that kind of stuff. I think that's pretty cool.
LaDonna, Bayou Belle Vintiques. She's going to Ireland with us too. I know LaDonna will be drinking some Guinness. And I might stick my whole head in a tub of butter.
My husband and I are right now, we're thinking about what trip to add on to Ireland, because I don't know if we're doing Spain or Portugal. We haven't decided yet.
I have a trip to Italy ready, but it's not. I haven't gotten any booking. I don't know if people want to go to Italy.
I think it's the Naples thing.
Possibly. So I have a meeting with Trova Trip, and we might try something different, because a lot of people said, if you do Greece, I'm going, and I want to do Greece.
Yeah, but but maybe do a poll, because I think people would rather do Rome, Florence, Venice over, although Sorrento is really cool.
Well, I'm just looking at like activity level, because some of the trips are like 4 out of 5 activity level, and I'm like, I'm not a 4 out of 5 activity level girl. I just want to
look. I was in Florence for 2 weeks. We had an apartment in Florence, and it's a lot of walking, but I don't think it is a lot of walking because it's an older city, but it wasn't super, super, super rigorous. Lots of steps.
I'm okay with the walking, but it's like the hiking and the
there was none in Florence. Plus, as far as an old city, you can't rely on buses on time, but there are buses everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about going
with thing is a little, bit of
it is the nice thing about going with Trova Trip is that we have a local guide and interpreter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We'll be in Ireland, so we won't need. Maybe we'll need an interpreter.
But I was in Scotland. I can't wait. When I was in Scotland, you can understand everybody in Edinburgh. You go up to the Highlands, forget it.
Right.
It literally is a different language.
Yeah. So, and we have a local guide. So I'm still looking at doing a girls' beach trip, probably in Costa Rica or something like that.
I definitely need a beach trip.
Right. And there is one that it's basically we're on the beach the whole time. We're just like hanging out and just girl time. So that is something that we're working on too. So I'm. Oh, hi, Belize. Oh my gosh, I want to come to Venice. That would be an amazing.
Venice is
I know.
beautiful.
But here's the
Venice is
thing.
beautiful.
I'm
But you
like,
don't have to stay in Venice proper. I sent my daughter and she stayed on the Venice Lido and took the Vaporetto into Venice. So
oh, Marion says Marion. You take some Dramamine, girl. And when you get to the
oh, in
airport,
Venice, it's not that
no,
in
she said
Venice,
she
it's
don't
just
like to
skimming the
fly.
water. It's not
She said she doesn't
it's
like
not
to
like a
fly.
cruise.
She didn't like to fly.
Oh
So you,
yeah,
when you get to the
Dramamine.
airport, you take Dramamine, and then you're just like, you're good.
Very mellow. You have
You're
a very
good.
mellow trip.
Because
Have
I'm
you
the
booked
same way.
airfare yet? Have you booked any airfare yet?
No, we're watching on Hopper. Mark, I'm leaving him in charge of that.
That's a French
I'm
job too.
very much like I'm a traveler that's like if I'm traveling with him, I'm the one that's just do do do
See,
following
okay.
him.
See, we split it in half. He does all the travel arrangements. I do all activities.
Well, Susan is a vamp seller, and Susan, do you want to tell everybody when your next event is going to be?
Well, actually, actually, we need to chat. I'm actually working on a glass gala event. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, well, we had kind of discussed it, but you had said to wait till fall when everybody's back off of vacation and all that.
yes,
Um, it is becoming the holiday season, and I know that people like one of a kind gifts. Sustainability is very in, and of course,
yes,
everything I have is super vintage. I do
yes,
focus on glass and ceramics and enamels, and really, I, some of it's super high end, but some of it I get for a really great price. And even if it is, if I get it for a great price and I know it has value in it, I will sell it for less than the retail. I'm
yeah,
still, I'm in business to make money. People have to
absolutely.
understand that. But if I can find a piece for $30 and sell it for 55 or 60 and it's worth 80 or 90, I'm super happy with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
And
again,
sometimes
I don't like Misty is really the kitsch factor. She does a lot of, I have a little bit of it, like a little,
I
but
just look for things like when I'm shopping, and I just look for things that I you can hone in on something that like gets you like it gets your
excited.
it does. And I mean
Yes.
glass is
Yes.
beautiful, but it's just not something that my eyeballs
I gotta
go
say, my sister,
for.
and you guys haven't really met Marilyn because she works for her husband during the day, but she's got an eye. She's taught me a lot. And now, yeah, she's got an eye. She can see things from a mile away and she's like, I'm like,
Yeah.
where did you find that? I'm
That's
like,
why
I
it's
didn't see it.
great to shop with somebody. Like Mark and I shop together, but
Yeah.
or even like when Cindy and I shop together, we go together, but as soon as we walk in the door, we're like, "Bye." And then
So
you meet back up.
when Marilyn and I are on a time crunch, we will conquer and divide depending on the venue.
Yeah.
But then there's times where we're either in a consignment shop or something like that, and we will literally hone in on the same thing at the same time and both grab for it, and it's hilarious because then
That's
it's
fun.
a set. Because if we both go for the same thing at the exact same time, we know that you guys are most likely going to love it too. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like
And
it's a little bit of affirmation without having to be like sitting like this for 20 minutes going, "Do you want it? Do you want it?"
right. I mean, and that's kind of the thing though too, like what we're now listen everybody, if you're watching, um if I'm big and Susan is small, tap Susan's face. Just tap her. Don't smack her. Just pop her on the nose. And look,
Now
it should make her big. And
I'm
then
big enough.
flip me.
You guys can probably have me in small form. I don't know how big you need me.
Listen,
I'm better
I
to
don't think that
Kenya.
Ireland is going to be prepared for Susan, LaDonna, and Misty's mouth.
I'm not.
But that's okay. And then my buddies.
My online persona is different than my traveling through Europe persona.
Oh my! Now I'm just kind of a mess. But my
Because you have
buddies
to.
Lynn and
Ireland's a
Rich.
little. I think Ireland's gonna be a little different than like mainland Europe.
Yeah.
But I have been places where you can see Americans from a mile away, and my husband and I are like, we're not them.
Right. Yeah. It's funny because I'm looking forward to now. LaDonna's probably going to really get this, but like I know that I will really sound like I'm Southern when I go to Ireland because whenever I go anywhere west or north, they're like, "Are you from Kentucky?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm from Indiana."
I get New York all the time. people always, and I'm like, I'm below the Mason-Dixon line. I am not New
Right.
York.
Yeah.
Anyway, by
So
the way, if you guys, I know you
looking,
guys are totally interested in me. Marilyn and I ship out of Maryland.
that makes sense.
Right,
So, okay.
right below the
So the
Mason-Dixon line.
Wiccan Wood says, is the hosting seller for live the only shop available during the live? Right now, yes. But now if Susan and I were having a sale together, once Susan
I could add things.
she can add,
Yeah.
she can have her things ready to go, and then she just adds them, and then it all goes together. But the cool part about it is that all of the things that Susan sold go to Susan's account.
Right.
I don't have to be like, Susan,
Beth and I did that.
I get you your money to you. Da, 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 da. It's already divided.
It's good. It's Beth and I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
All right. So you were asking me about my next house. So I do want to do this glass gala. I do have to work on inserting, redoing the graphic a little bit so we can feature VAMP. I don't know if you guys are into it. I'm going to do like a little are you into higher end items for gift giving? Now, this isn't something like maybe end collectors. I don't know how many collectors we have, but I like to do if there's weddings and stuff like that, I like to go a gift with a gift. Like if you're giving money, and money's always a great gift, I like to give something that's tangible as well. So so you guys will let me know, and you could certainly DM me here on VAMP, and I answer pretty quickly what you're looking for. Do you have something
well, I was
something
saying,
at a price point?
Idea, Susan, for you just to go live, do something like this, and just and get a poll that way.
Well, I was doing it, but you were right. Yeah, I did it in August, which you're like, everybody's away, and everybody was away.
People now are I'm like,
right.
I really should start Christmas shopping, so you're not doing it all at once. So I think that I'm very much a seasonal type of person. Like even for resale, if it's if I saw, unless it was amazingly cool, like Easter item, I'm not going to buy it right now because it's going to sit on my shelf. Hi, Miss Pamela. But right now I'm like, I see amber brown things, which I'm normally like, if it's brown, put it down. But I'm like, brown, orange. That's what I want.
What is your name, Vamp? I'm Susan, and my sister is Marilyn. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm one half of two glassy sisters. Yeah. I apologize. I thought I introduced myself.
All right. Sorry. Susan, thank you so much. I'm gonna
my pleasure.
I'm gonna pop you out, and we'll get together and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I think you have to pop me out.
I think so too. Okay, stop co-hosting. Bye, Susan. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay, Catherine. Catherine, are you still there? I wanted to try and see because Catherine, she's not a seller on VAMP, and I don't know why, Catherine. But we're gonna see if they're gonna see if this will work. Okay, so you are a member, right? You are a member, Catherine, right? So let me see. CATHER. There she is. Oh! Is she going? Did it work? Catherine?
Oh, it worked! Oh my goodness.
This is so fun.
Hello.
Oh, Catherine, I'm loving the shirt. By the way.
I am in pajamas on VAMP. That's
Hey, you know what? That is one thing I wanted to talk about too. Though, you don't have to, if you never want to show your face and have a live sale, you don't have to show your face. I think it's always a good idea to greet hey, but there have been times I have came in here, I've had a sale or live on my shipping day, and I'm like, I am not wearing any makeup. And I think sometimes that's okay because you're real. We don't always wear makeup all the time.
That's true.
And I mean, you probably maybe should have a bra on. You don't have to have pants on because nobody will see. But
you're not wearing pants. You just can't get up.
Yeah, just don't stand up and walk around if you don't have pants on. But this is a fun way. So Catherine, which I'm gonna be bugging her about it now. She shows on YouTube. But she works a full-time 9-to-5 job as well. So reselling is a part-time gig for her. Bug. But you know, you can do things like this. If you are a VAMP seller, you can, and I want to encourage more people to do this, to be like, hey, because VAMP is very much a community. So we want to bring in people of our community. So if you see someone that is, you know, that's always in your chat and you're like, hey, you want to pop on? We can talk about that. You can absolutely do that. It's a very, and you will learn how to do that in your lifestyle onboarding. And also at any time, and I always encourage people to send me a message. And I have great admins. Jamie Mid Century Wasted, Jay, Harper's Things Vintage, and Enamor Amy are all admins. So at any point, either one of us can help you if there is an issue. So Catherine, let us know what's going on with you lately, girl. I know she's had a time this fall.
So quick, Misty, the reason I'm not on VAMP is exactly like you said. I am working full time and reselling is my hobby. I'm at with what I can do. So when I like to do it 100% and I like to do a good job.
And she does.
So that's kind of my thought. I was like, I would like to do something like a good job. So I would rather do something like come to one of your pop-ups and showcase it or something like that, where I have capacity to do something small.
Yeah.
But I'll do a little promo for me today, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And we do something wonderfully lucky on my channel tonight on YouTube. Now my channel is just my name. It's just Catherine Young on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We are going to open a box of magic.
This is going to be great, Catherine.
Stuff. So this is a collection of magic items from a gentleman who recently passed away this year. And this is from his childhood from the 30s and 40s. I bought this from his daughter. And this is his kit of magic. Now, I saw a little kind of like overview of what's in here on Facebook Marketplace. I got this on Facebook Marketplace for $30.
So you haven't even looked inside it yet?
No, but I saw the picture on Facebook Marketplace. So we're going to open it together and see what's in it. And this is like all his magic tricks and magic books from the 30s and 40s.
Oh,
look at that today on Friday the 13th, and it's going to be a lucky day, and we're going to look through some magic. So,
and thank you, Karen, in YouTube. Karen put the link to your YouTube channel. Make sure that you're subscribed. Catherine just hit 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is fantastic. She puts out amazing content, and like she said, she does put 110% into her editing, and she makes it a lot of fun for everybody. So make sure that what time does that start, Catherine?
So this will be at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central.
6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Over on Catherine Young on YouTube.
Unbox a box of magic. And it's items from the 30s and 40s. So
do you think you're going to sell some of that stuff, or are you going to keep it?
So what I'm thinking is if I do sell this, it will be as the full set. We're going to keep it together.
I like that.
Because it was his set. And so it is one of those things where if I do sell it, it'll probably be somebody who messages me privately about it.
Yeah.
And shows
I like that.
Real interest in keeping it together.
Oh, we're about to see Jaden's about ready to walk by. Hi, Jaden. Are you going? All right. Do you have anything else you wanted to say or share before we pop somebody else on?
No, just join me tonight. And it was fun trying this out. So it does work with a member, not just a seller. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it does. And Catherine, I'm still going to talk to you. You can be like, you can list things statically that you already have listed. You just double your chances of selling it somewhere else.
I don't have a video ready for
I get it. I do. Trust me, I get it. I know what it feels like to put too many irons in the fire. And then you're like, why did I do that? But
yes,
we do it to ourselves sometimes. So,
all right.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine. Mwah. Bye. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Do we have any other people that would like to come on? Now, I know for some reason, okay, LaDonna. Okay. Oh, I forgot what I was doing there for a minute. Ooh. Now, LaDonna, are you? Wait, no, you're not under. You're under. Bye. There you are. Bye, you, babe. will. Bye, you bet. Okay, Jay, I'll do you next. Okay, Catherine is adorable. So, it seems now Auntie Q, she has done a really good job of curating these co-sales, and it looks like pulling teeth to get people to join these co-sales, and I don't know why. It's a really good, especially if let's just be honest. We've all been to sales, and sometimes, LaDonna, I sent you a thing. You got 24 seconds left to respond, LaDonna. It should pop up. All right, you're on VAMP. It should just pop up. You should just be able to see it. We are going to be ending our live at 11 because I'm really excited because I want to watch the sale. Blue Wildflower, we're going to raid her. She's having I got to send it to you again, LaDonna. Let me send it to you again. All right. Oop. B-A-I. And you're going to go all the way down there. Invite to co-host. Me, Miss Pamela. You know me. Oh, it's only for Oh, crap. LaDonna, are you on Android? Miss Pamela, do you want to come live? You want to join me right now, Miss Pamela? You should. You can. Yeah, I don't. LaDonna, are you on Android? Okay, go grab your iPod. I should have said that, and I didn't. Oh, yes, we'll have Jay. Oh, gosh. We'll have Jay pop on real quick. H-A-R. There she is. So, we want to see you naked, Miss Pamela. It's going to be that kind of a sale. It's Friday the 13th. Let it all hang out. iPad, not iPod. Did I call ear like your ear things that go in your. I call them earbuds. My kids are like, no, that's a movie, an Airbud. So this is Jay. Jay is an admin on VAMP, so she helps out so very much. And sometimes when we have parades, and sometimes, and trust me, you have to make sure that when you're in your settings. I'm hearing a lot of feedback. Does anybody else hearing feedback, or is it just me? Okay, I'm not hearing it now. Maybe
that's weird.
Maybe it's fixed. But you have to make sure that your settings are in your time zone. But when we do the parades, they're always in Eastern. That isn't me. That's just District. And I want to say too, District is a wonderful platform. They're the engineers. They're the platform that all these different marketplaces can have their marketplaces on. I meet with them every week. We have one-on-one meetings every week, and so they listen. And so it is. I'm very, very blessed to be working with them. They reached out to me, gosh, a year and a half ago, and so VAMP was like the first antique marketplace that was on on District, and so I just. It's just a really, really wonderful company, and I just love it. Okay, so Jay, what would you like to say on this Friday the 13th? This is a Jay loves Friday the 13th day. She's a creepy girl like me. Yeah,
I do. I wanted to go get a tattoo today, but we're taking the puppy to meet potential adopters in a little bit.
Oh, that's good. I mean, that's like bittersweet though, isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah,
Jay is a foster mom for doggies. So you've been working with this dog that's a special needs dog, right?
Yeah, we've had her for about 6 months.
Oh, so that has to be a little, I mean, bittersweet because you're interviewing the family, so you're getting an idea of the environment that they're going to be in. So yes, it's different than a human baby, but emotionally, you still want to make sure that you're finding a good fit.
Yeah, she's not much different than a human baby, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'm Jay, for those of you who don't know me, who see me in the chats in Misty's YouTube live or here on VAMP, or on Facebook, although that
Yep.
is under my real name. So I'm an admin here on VAMP. I'm a mod on YouTube. I run Misty's Facebook show and tell group. And I also sell. So I'm a vintage
She does.
reseller and
She's a right.
upcycle
She's my
artist.
right. She's one of my right hand womans.
So
she's so much help. And she has great. Jay is the Fenton Queen. We call her the Fenton Queen, so she knows about everything there is to know about Fenton. So she has. If you like Fenton glass, then you must check out her booth. We call them booths. So every seller has a virtual antique booth. So that you can curate your booth, and we do ask that everything that is listed on VAMP be at least 25 years old, because I consider this an online antique mall. There are some exceptions. I do allow, like, I do a lot of buyer's choice sales, and you can, throw in some things that maybe aren't necessarily 25 years old, as long as there isn't like a photograph of it as a static listing and it's not 25 years old. Because my admins and moderators, we do delete listings if they don't fall underneath that criteria. So that's basically the main criteria to sell on VAMP, is everything must be at least 25 years old. I wanted it to be a true antique mall experience. Of course, we've all been to antique malls, and you're walking around and you're like, this isn't an antique mall, this is a flea market, and so, but that's not, I'm not saying that that's bad, because trust me, I love flea markets because you can find some good things there. But I want to show you too. Look, I got on astrological pants today.
Those are cute.
Friday the 13th. But
I'm still in my pajamas with yesterday's makeup on.
Well, I would have been if I didn't have to be here. Oh, I also wanted to say too, starting at 5 p.m. tonight is the retro roundup. So I've got, and the catalog. So go into the catalogs and check out the listings. You can put in pre-bids. You can put in a max bid. So if you're like, I got dinner plans, I can't be there, but I really want that witch Garfield, because these are all like retro, like 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Mine are mainly like toys and stuff from the 80s for my childhood. Then you can put in a max bid. And the way that the max bid works is that you don't even have to be at the live, and you can put in what you're like. It's almost like when you're bidding on eBay. You put in what your bid is, and then the programming will automatically bid for you up until that max bid is reached. And then you get notified that you won the item or you were outbid. You'll get notified that you were outbid, and then you'll be like, it's outbid, I want that. And then you can increase your max bid while it's live. You can also get notified when that specific item goes live. So it's just a lot of fun. Wish upon a whisker. That is a very, very good point. We were kind of talking about this in the seller chat rooms yesterday, which is another thing. If you're a seller on VAMP, we have several private seller chat rooms that you can bounce ideas off one another and get a lot of support and ideas and advice and that kind of thing. So that's all free. When you are a seller on VAMP, you don't want to devalue your items. I've seen it. I know Jay's seen it when sellers have gone live, and they may have, I don't know, this is My Little Pony, and I'm going to start it at $1 and then it sells for $1. Don't do that. You have to start your item for the least amount that you are willing to buy it. Trust me when I say, there are times, I think any seller watching can attest to this, that you paid too much for something. You saw it, you're like, oh, I've not seen one of these before. I'm so excited, I'm going to buy it. And you buy it and you try to sell it. And then sometimes you sell it for less than what you bought it for, because you didn't start it at what you needed to sell it. that's just the name of the game sometimes. So don't devalue yourself, because honestly, when you set the bar low for you, it sets the bar low for everybody on the marketplace. So we are not a flea market on VAMP. We are an online antique mall. That's not to say that you cannot get items for less than what you can get them for eBay, or less what you can get them in a brick and mortar antique mall, because you can.
Right.
Because guess what? When you're a seller on VAMP, your fees are less than selling on Etsy. They're less than selling on eBay. So I have most everything that I have in my VAMP booth, I also have listed on eBay. But guess what? I have it listed for more money on eBay because I have to pay more fees on eBay. So that's just something to think about. International sellers, not yet. Canadian sellers is what we can offer right now. That is something that is going to be expanded upon, but District is a new marketplace, and so they're figuring out things, and they're wanting it to be, that's the thing I appreciate so much about them. They're wanting to do it the right way. They're not just going to throw something out there in hopes that it will happen. They really run a lot of tests. They do a lot of beta testing. They run a lot of tests to make sure. We want to smoosh the key. Look at that cat making biscuits. Oh my gosh.
This is Fluffer Pants' cousin. This is Fiona.
Fluffer Pants.
So she's a Maine Coon Munchkin mix.
Yep. Yep. Fluffer Pants is Maine Coon too. Fluffer Pants, does your cat just like sweet like that and then all of a sudden just bite your arm?
She doesn't, but Theo does.
Yeah. Fluffer Pants, I'm like, why? Yeah. Does it to my dad all the time. My dad will like come out and his arm will be bloody, and I'm like, what happened? Fluffer bit me. I'm like,
I think it's a male cat thing. I've never had a female cat do it, but all of our male cats do it.
It's weird because sorry, female dog or male dogs, I will never own another male dog ever for the rest of my life because they pee on everything.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't do it. But I won't own a female cat. I don't know why. I only like a male cat. Don't ask me why. It's odd. I can't explain.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, my male cat does that too.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I've had male dogs that didn't have that issue, so I don't know.
Cat scratch fever. Do you sing that song every time you see your dad, Jamie? Yeah, but my dad's older too, so his skin is like really thin.
Yeah.
It's like just puncturing through. All right, Jay, did you have anything that you want to announce or say or put out into the YouTuberverse?
How, Fiona, besides my cat trying to rip my face off.
Loves you so much.
What?
So the cat just loves you so much.
She's obsessed with me. Not particularly. I haven't had my Red Bull yet. Sorry.
Oh, it's Jay's in California, so it's very early.
Thursday. I go live pretty much every Thursday on VAMP. I do a vintage VAMP variety. So every week's a little bit different. Sometimes you do buyer's choice. Sometimes they're kind of themed. Sometimes it's just kind of here, there, and everywhere.
We need to talk. Maybe this Thursday we can start out as a co-thing, and I can help you as a co-thing, and then I can pop off and you can do your sale on Thursday. We can talk about that.
Okay.
As long as I'm not having my surgery by then, because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
So, well, you and I will talk about that. Maybe we can set up to do a little thingamabob. Something.
Okie dokie.
All right. Thank you, Jay. Bye. I don't like kicking people off. Okay. Who else would like to come? Bug doesn't want to show her face. Bug is going to be doing some crafting videos. Oh, yeah, LaDonna. How could I forget about LaDonna? Okay. All right, LaDonna. Oh. B-A-Y. There she is. Now she'll work. So, I know that soon. Now, listen, if you are a VAMP seller, you have, LaDonna, now you're sideways, girl. Okay, there we go. If you have an Android and you're like, I want to sell live, but I have an Android, you just have to send me an email because we can hook it up for you. It's limited. I'm an Android user too. I hate this iPad, But I'm an Android user too, so I'm in the beta testing for Android. But I don't ever use it because I can't. You can't right now. You can't multicast on it. So we're live in 4 different places right now, and I can't. I can't do it on my Android. So I'm jonesing just as much as anybody else is because the camera quality is so much better on my phone than it is on this iPad. There she is, Miss Bayou Belvintiques. So LaDonna, tell everybody about who you are.
Hey y'all, I am Bayou Belle Ventiques.
I said it wrong. Why did I say Bayou? It's because I'm not a Southerner.
Yeah, I grew up in Europe, but I am from the South, mainly from Alabama. I was born actually right over the line in Florida, but that little town doesn't exist anymore. So
why? Hurricane?
No. It's right next to Atmore, Alabama, and it's not there. There's like a marker there for it.
That's so interesting. There's a community around Lake Monroe, which is the county just north of us, and that's a man-made lake, so they flooded it, so they had to evacuate, and so there are like little sites that have a marker like in memory of the town of so and so because they flooded the town for the lake. So it makes you wonder what happened. Were they displaced because the government told them that they had to get out, or that was it just the economy? It just makes you wonder what happened. So that's interesting.
Yeah. No, I think it was a very small town. It was right next to Atmore, Alabama, right there on the state line. So there's like a little teeny post office, and then the marker. So that's the only thing they preserved.
Wow.
So
LaDonna is a VAMP seller. She also has a YouTube channel. LaDonna, tell everybody about your YouTube channel so they can go and subscribe.
So I am on YouTube and Instagram under Bayou Belle Ventiques. I sell on VAMP. I sell on Etsy was my primary platform, and now I've expanded to eBay and Mercari as well, which is a little challenging.
It is. It can be. I mean, I'm a big proponent of cross listing, and and I always say, and I consider VAMP for sellers, if your main selling platform is eBay or YouTube or whatever, as an in addition to. So it's just another place that gives you more options to get eyes on your items. And LaDonna knows this too, there isn't any fees to list on. I mean, there's fees when you sell something. It's around 15% all in, and that's with PayPal fees and all that. But to list items, you're never charged any insertion fees. So it's free to list. So I'm like, list a million things. You can cross list on eBay. We don't have it to where you can use something like List Perfectly. So you have to go in and do them individually. But the listing is so easy on VAMP. It takes a fraction of the time that it takes, listing, especially on Etsy. My God, the Etsy listing process would drive you crazy.
Now, see, Etsy is super easy for me.
It's all the tags.
I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the platform I started with.
Probably it's what you're most used to. Yeah.
Yeah. I found eBay to be the biggest challenge. In fact, my daughter started selling on eBay before I did, which I thought was kind of funny. I was like, okay. Kat, the nurse flipper, was like, you can't come on the show unless you're on eBay. So she laid the gauntlet down for me. And
I mean, eBay is great because there's lots of eyes. It's worldwide. It's I don't know if it's the biggest, but it's probably one of the biggest marketplaces. I have listings on eBay, but I consider myself a live seller. I love to sell live. So this is what I'm always trying to encourage other people to sell live or try selling live. And LaDonna, you didn't sell live for a very long time and you started selling live. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? You really
It
get
is.
to engage and interact with your audience. And I think that it helps for your audience to put a face behind, the market or the shop. And it's so much easier if something has any flaws to just show it instead of having to type it all in. Who is calling me right now? My husband. He's at home.
Yeah, the one thing
He knows I'm live right now.
I wish District would come out would be a draft.
Very soon. It is. Now, there is a workaround to that. What I do, just saying, is I will create a listing like you're making it for an auction, and you have it, you toggle only available for live, so it won't show up anywhere. And then you can convert it to a buy it now when you're ready.
Oh, that's a thought.
So you get everything done and everything in there.
Mm-hmm,
That's what that's what I have done.
mm-hmm.
And has worked for me, but it is definitely something. When I meet with District every week, that's always on my top list of when's that ready. And my main thing is Android. Android, yet now, so, but they are working. They listen, and it isn't as easy as what I won't say we morons think. It isn't as easy as just toggling something on or off. They really run the testing, and they really make sure that it is ready to go before they put it out there. So I appreciate that they do that, and it's not just
and I'm a programmer, so
so
yeah.
It isn't. And I mean, it's just kind of funny because Android's pretty secure. It's a pretty secure. I mean, it isn't. You can't. There's a lot of ins and outs of being able to get it Android capable. So, some people hate that. Some people like that. So that's just the way that it is. But
it's just the operating systems are so different.
Yep.
Between the two, it's definitely a challenge. My husband does a lot more mobile coding than I do now. I mainly deal with the internal corporate sites.
Yeah.
But it is a challenge, when people call me and they're like, it's not working on my iPhone, or this isn't working on my Android. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I know it isn't. I mean, and I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, like there's a lot that I don't know. I mean, when we were trying to get things ready for like Emma with her wedding bouquet, and so I'm like, I don't know how to do anything. I'm the entertainment. I will entertain your guests, but I don't know this kind of stuff. We'll figure it out. But so yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to it, but they are working on it, and it is something that I'm like a little Android. So it is, and it's gonna benefit them. So District wants Android sellers to have all the capabilities too, because it's just going to benefit them to have more, sellers on the platform. So they're working.
Right.
They really are.
Well, I have 2 closets full of ephemera, so I was like going,
ooh, we need another ephemera parade. LaDonna,
yeah,
you can.
like Etsy
Oh my gosh.
isn't the best place for ephemera, unless you're selling something really big, rare.
Sharma, Karen, I don't know if you're watching, but hi, but that might be. We might need to say bye. Bye. Ephemera is a great VAMP. The ephemera sales do pretty well. I mean, every time I have had any kind of ephemera, it does pretty well. So we do have a lot of ephemera buyers. And it's something that I look at too is the ratios between buyers and sellers, because we want it to be where it's not sellers buying from sellers. And my research, that all the demographics that I look at, it isn't. So it's actually buyers. So that just is another point to make, is don't devalue your items. Don't, say, well, I'm only going to have 5 people at my sale, so I have to start these prices low. Well, you have to ask yourself, why were only 5 people at your sale? Is your sale entertaining? Are you keeping people there? So that's why co-selling is I think will be so great for someone that might be, I know that I'm like boom in your face personality, and not everybody is like that. So I think it's good to have kind of a yin and a yang. So you can have maybe someone that's just a little bit more timid and they're a little nervous, to have somebody up there to be like, to kind of like have a buddy. So, and then once you start selling live and you get that going, you want to do it a lot, and you want to, it really is a wonderful way to engage in your community.
Yeah.
Well,
I need to get that doll put up on the
yes, you
weekend.
do. Yeah. Yeah. Cause
Stares at me every
the weird cells. Yes. Bug, you should be able to go into insights, and see. I don't know if you can see, I mean, you're not going to see everything that I can see. But Wicked Woods, you don't always have to have a bubbly personality. Sometimes I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And they're like, that Misty makes me crazy. So there are some sellers like, Christine, I don't want to put, but I love Christine Gray Wolf. She is so calming, and she knows this. That's why she's saying LL. She's just so calming, and and I know she doesn't think that she's all that exciting, but I like listening to her talk and listening to her explain things. I don't know. It's just, when you sell live, you get to really engage with sellers and find out that you want to learn more and you want to see more of them. So it's a good mix. It's a good mix. All right. Yes. Bree is very calming. There's a lot of, it's, you don't always have to be, blah, 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 because that gets on people's nerves. Trust me. I know that I get on a lot of people's nerves, but, it's good to have that mix. So be thinking about doing co-sales. And you don't have to be on a parade. You can be like, wish upon a whisker. You could be like, hey, I'm going to reach out to my buddy so-and-so and let's have a co-sale together. You don't have to be on a parade. You can do it whenever you want. They just have to be, in order to co-sale, they have to be an iPhone user right now. They have to have some sort of an iPhone product. So that's the only downfall to that right now. LaDonna, we're getting ready to go because we're getting ready to raid Blue Wildflower because she's live right now. So, LaDonna, is there any announcements or anything that you wanted to say before we go over to Blue Wildflower sale?
So, next Thursday, I'll be having my sale with Beth, Sweet Treats and Pretty. We had to reschedule. On her channel. I caught Baby Faye's little bug.
Aww.
So, we'll be doing that Thursday at 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern.
On Carolina Sweet Treats and Pretty's YouTube channel. Yep. I saw that. That's going to be a fun sale. All right. Thank you, LaDonna.
Bye, y'all.
Good chatting with you. Okay. So I am going to be doing these more often because I think it's a lot of fun to be able to pop on, pop off. Like I said, you don't have to even be a live sale. You just have to be a member. So if you want to maybe pop on the screen, then we're going to do this more often. But right now we are going to go over and join Blue Wildflower sale. So you don't even have to go anywhere. Just stay right where you're at and let's go over to Blue Wildflower. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tonight. 5 p.m. Eastern is the kickoff for the retro roundup. So I'll see you guys here in a little bit. Bye guys.